Good afternoon. My name is Sue Perry, and I am doing my 4th episode of Silver Linings today with Nate Woodard of Greenfield High School. Nate, you are a senior?
I am a junior.
Junior?
High school.
Oh my gosh, because after reading this article about you, I thought you were a senior after all the accomplishments that are listed in this article at the Greenfield Recorder. When I read this article, I knew immediately that you were going to have to be one of the people that I would most like to interview in Franklin County. And there are a lot of people I'm finding out that would be great to be a Silver Linings guest. So I'm going to start out by just basically asking you, tell us all a little bit about your upbringing here or wherever, and bring us all the way to 18. Where you are currently. Just, take a deep breath and just like kind of let everybody know who is Nate Woodard.
Who is Nate Woodard? It's a very hard question, who's Nate Woodard? It's a lot of, first is thank you for having time and interviewing with me. I guess who Nate Woodard is, he's very, if I was to speak about who Nate Woodard is, he's very, excited about the work he does. He's very energetic. He's a runner. He's a drum major. He's everything that you could probably think he is. So I guess I would start by when I was little. I grew up with my 2 parents and my 2 siblings. I have a big family of 10 siblings. So we are big, and we love to do entertaining and having parties at our house. When I was 8, my father had a stroke. As a young man, I had to take care of him and take care of my brothers and family at the same time as a 2nd grader.
Second grader? So what age is that about?
8 years.
8 years old,
yes.
Wow. That's a very impactful event to take place at such a young age.
So after that, he had another stroke about a year or 2 later. After that, we were homeless. We were homeless in Holyoke, Mass., where we lived in a shelter for 2 years. And we found a place here in Greenfield. We moved. Actually, to be funny, we didn't even know that I-91 goes to Vermont, to be honest with you, because we just never went that far.
Yeah. A bubble, you live in your bubble,
Yeah, so when we moved up here, we saw a little house that we have, and we like it, and we've been here for 8 years so far, and we very enjoy where we live at. So.
Now, did you have assistance finding this place where you're residing in now? Or did you just happen upon it, or did some agency kind of guide you guys?
We had an agency that helped us. I don't know the specific name, but we did have an agency that helped us.
Okay. Wow, that's that's quite a story. Because sometimes those kinds of things that happen in your life can set you off on a path that's not exactly positive, but it looks like you all hung together as a family group and got each other through, and led you here to Greenfield. And we are very glad you are here in Greenfield, because the reason that I know of you is because you were, was it elected to this panel, or just how do you get on the panel that you are vice chair?
I wasn't on a panel. I think it was more of the panel was the commission that I served. That's probably what he meant. The panel of commissions who voted me as vice chair. I was sworn in to the Human Rights Commission in October of 2024. After my name was apprented in the summer of 2024. And so, and I put my name in to be vice chair, and I got vice chair. So.
And how do you find this experience thus far, being on this committee? What have you learned from being on the committee, and what maybe has it helped you to find focus for your future in some way, or?
Well, I mean,
or legally speaking, like law, or maybe politics, or just something in that realm?
Well, as I think think as we see in our politics today, I don't really know if I would want to step into a college and say I want to be a political science major and not understand what being a political science major is, right? And so I think this community and this commission has taught me to speak what's on your mind and to understand that the people is in your hands in this commission. The city that you serve for is in your hands. And so you are going to have to say yes to things that you might not want to say yes. You're going to have to say no to things that you might not want to say no to. But at the end of the day, it makes the community a better place for everybody.
So you give a voice to people who aren't normally heard? I mean, do people
Yes.
come to you? Do they contact you in
Yep.
like email or the phone or just meeting with people, and then they bring forth to you their concerns and their issues, and then you convey it to when you meet on your committee? Is it once a month?
Well,
Basically?
so a lot of the students, I focus a lot on youth and people who are homeless in the community. I do focus on a lot of community members as well. I will meet with anybody, but it's really to hear what the youth have to say, because the youth is the voice of this country, and we have to, in the future of this country, I mean, this is our society is now.
Knocking on wood here.
Yeah.
No, I know.
And so I see students in the classrooms and in the hallways speaking on things, but I've also meet with students. I meet with people in the city and hear for what they have to say. So.
Speaking of your school community, what else are you involved with here at GHS?
Well, I'm vice president for the Students of Color group, which is a little club that we have here. We are doing.
Now you say little club, how many members?
We have about 5 to 6
Okay.
members in our group. We've been in the 8th grade and we just started the 7th grade on Tuesday.
Oh.
We are doing a presentation of how to be an active bystander and how to, what you do, like how do you handle when you hear racial slurs. So we're doing that. In the 8th grade, we had a lot of support from our district superintendent, Karen Patnode, and Sullivan Stephen, who's our assistant superintendent, and our principal, Michael Browning. He's been helping us out too, and our club advisors, and a lot of things.
Takes a village.
Takes a village
Yeah.
to start, you know. Yeah.
So you said you were going to do a presentation for the 7th grade level too.
Yes, we just
It's
started
almost-
on Tuesday.
Right.
Yes.
So my twin grandsons, Landon and Lucas Allenby, they'll be part of that. So you make sure they pay attention.
Yeah.
So, but they're pretty good kids anyway. But that's good that you're doing this. I say the younger you start, I think go into kindergarten. I'm just saying, start children young
Yeah.
as to how to speak
Yeah.
kindly,
Yeah.
with thought, with with respect.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you continue on with your GHS involvement in band.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've
It's
been.
very impressive to me. I love band music.
I've been playing music since 4th grade. I've been on the clarinet since 4th grade. The clarinet, I play the bass clarinet. I've also been the drum major since my sophomore year, and I'm very happy about that. And so yeah, I do a lot of work with music, and it's like it's my home basically.
Yeah. So it's pretty much a focus in your life,
Yes,
I
it
would
is.
say. Yeah. Any other family members involved in music too?
My
I mean, could you
dad,
do like a group? Could you have your own group,
Well,
like
Not anymore.
not Boys to Men, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
No, my sisters. A lot of my family was. My sisters was in music. My cousins were in music. My cousin Sanea, she graduated in December from Winston-Salem, in North Carolina, and she played the alto saxophone for them and their marching band and everything.
It's so cool.
My dad was a drummer in his marching band when he was back in his day. My mom was in chorus. I didn't know that my mom was in chorus until the other day. So yeah, so it's like, we are all musicians in our family. So
Yeah. The one complaint I have about the football games that they put on TV is that they talk during halftime now. They don't show the bands, and
Yeah,
that irks
yeah.
me to no end. I love watching.
I agree.
I love going down and watching the UMass football games for
Oh, yeah.
the halftime.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
And I'm sure you've gone to, they used to have a program where you would go down during
Oh yes,
one
band
day.
day. Yeah, we still have
yeah.
band day. I've gone since it'll be my 5th year. I've been going since like 8th grade. So
you actually go on the field when you're there and
Yeah.
perform with the band.
play with us. Yeah.
So what songs have you played when you've been with the UMass band?
We played.
Repertoire was.
We played a lot of music. We played I forgot the names, but we played a lot of good music. I know we did a lot from their last name is Roach. He was a UMass alum, and we did some music by him this last fall when I was there. And we also do honor band and concert band. I was just there like 2 weekends ago. So. Yeah.
Do you compete?
No, we have
band compete in any way?
We do compete. There's a lot of festivals called the Grady's Festival. There's the Micah, and you don't really compete. You kind of play, and you get a plaque of excellence and gold and silver, and they give you notes and what they say about it. So yeah.
Wow, that sounds really great. Yeah. So. Junior, senior year, pretty well mapped out for you. It sounds like you're always on the go.
Yeah.
I know we're squeezing in this interview, and I know we're going at the clock because you have class. What do you hope to get together or achieve during your senior year? You got that kind of well thought out? No?
Senior year, I don't know.
Well, it's coming up fast. In the blink of an eye,
I know.
You'll be cap and gowning it.
Yeah, I know. It's been, definitely when people say high school goes by fast, it definitely goes by fast. I feel like I was in 8th grade yesterday, walking down the 8th grade hallway going to lunch. But no, my senior year is going to be focusing on what my future is going to be a part, and figuring out how I'm going to live my life after I leave, and what legacy I'm going to leave here, and how I really inspired people. And those are things that I kind of think about a lot. So
you mentioned, I think we had a phone conversation or through texting, something about maybe a major in music at this time is what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Any particular schools you're
well, if I go in,
toward?
A lot of schools are offering. I'm going to Westfield next week to tour the music department. I do a lot of things with UMass, of course. UConn is very good at music, and so I haven't decided of where, but I'm sure
you'll be applying.
I'll be applying to
right.
most of them. So.
Well, and hoping that scholarships come along your way too, and I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Because they can see a good prospective student and alumnus when they see it, and I'm sure you fit that criteria.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long this has been running, and I know, as I said,
you can continue.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. Do you want to speak about your family, your parents, and their influence and your upbringing,
sure.
Just kind of the guidance they've given you and your siblings throughout your life far?
My siblings gave me a lot of encouragement, a lot of honesty. My sisters I always talk about my sisters because my sister Amani, she's gone through so much, but she is got back up, and she's a strong woman and continues to be a strong woman. My sister Taya, she does the same thing. My sister Tisha, all my siblings, they gave me a wonderful advice of how to live life and how to pursue it. And I kind of, a lot of people see me as a great person, but it really is because I was taught by them, when I was little.
Of course.
My dad is my everything, my dad is
Do you want to say their names, everybody's name here? Let's put it out there.
Sure, Columbus.
Cool.
A.K.A. Moochie. That's his little nickname.
Well, my dad was Raymond Speed Hamaleski. Nickname Speed, don't I?
So, no, my dad has given me a lot of encouragement, and my mom as well has given me a lot of encouragement. My grandfather especially.
Oh, yeah, say their names, shout out.
Yeah, Columbus Woodard Jr. It's weird to say my grandfather's name out loud, but no, he's given me a lot of encouragement, and he's been there day one and continues to be there day one. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm just very impressed. Not like my father raised B. Tomoleski, had 4 older sisters,
Yeah.
2 older brothers, and 1 younger brother.
Mhm.
8 kids in that big Polish family living in a small apartment in Turner's Falls growing up, and his dad had disability, he had his legs cut off, and he was in a wheelchair. So, he learned that, and I think from his life, it also translated into being empathetic, learning how to share good thoughts, try to put out good, even if you're going through struggles and hard times, you can make it through if you keep that positiveness in your soul, and if you have those around you encouraging you, to do that. And it sounds like that's what your family life must have been like.
Yes.
And I'm sure you have a group of good, friends here.
I do have a lot of good friends.
Especially in the music department. They're pretty close, tight
Pretty tight
group.
friends.
Yeah.
So, I have a lot of friends that have been there so much for me. So, yeah, I definitely agree with that. So.
Want to shout out any names in specific?
No, I don't think I don't think
just the guys, just the guys and the gals that you kind of hang with. Okay,
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, all right. Well, what's the rest of your day here now? You're taking this. This is your lunchtime.
This is my study hall.
Study hall.
Rest of the day
It's
I have.
not study hall slash lunch. It's actually just a study hall.
Study hall slash lunch. Yeah, I already had lunch already.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
But no.
Sorry.
What's the rest of the day for me? Well, I have period 6 and 7, which is my history and geometry class with Miss Mass and Miss Creek.
Wow, that's ending on a really hard kind of.
Yeah.
You would think the classes would be in the morning when you're like
but they're good,
a little still not drained.
They are both wonderful teachers, and they know how to set the tone and how to get us nice and calm for the rest of the day.
You'll be getting an A+.
Yeah. But no, I'm gonna probably head back home after school and get ready for basketball practice tonight. I coach basketball, and then tomorrow I'll be in Connecticut for my niece's birthday.
Oh, cool. Now, you said you coach basketball. What level are you participating in?
Coaching. 5th and 6th Suburban. I'm the assistant coach with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to be in the semifinals next Wednesday home at 5:30. So people should come and watch them play because they are very strong players. I usually work at the Y, but I haven't been there for a while because I've been so busy. But
you say work or volunteer?
I work there. I'm
okay.
a child care staff director. I'm not child care staff person. I also am am a camp counselor at Camp Apex in Shelburne in the summer. So a lot of my work with children continues.
A jack of all trades kind of guy, really. Wow, you are a busy fellow.
Yes,
I should
very busy.
So. Your resume is going to be.
That's scary.
Well, when you're applying, don't leave anything out.
No, I will.
When you're applying to colleges,
I promise.
because I'm sure you will be an asset to any school that accepts you. For your schooling. Well, unless there's something else you feel like you really want to impart here in this interview.
Yeah, I think
if you'd like to wrap it up or thank anybody even.
I think thank the city, of course, right. But also I think that my takeaway to give to people who look like me, who is a youth, who's a homeless person, who's just a regular Black community member in Greenfield, is to never give up, to always continue and to always give your passion. What they're trying to do right now is take our rights away. And I think by what we're seeing in our society right now, we need to get up as a community, we need to get up as a society. And if it's 5 of us out there with a sign on a Saturday morning fighting for what's right, hey, I'll be there. If it's everybody who's willing to just do a march and march for what's right, that's the best that we could do to fulfill the youth's dream, to have the American dream. If we want the youth to have a voice and be the future, let's give them the American dream, and let's give them the hope that they can do anything possible and anything fulfilling to an adult. So,
some of the things you hear and see are literally almost heartbreaking. It kind of causes your heart to hurt.
Yeah.
But when you have the will the goodwill in you to do something positive, that mends a heart, I think.
Right,
You
and
know,
if it's
you can feel downtrodden or you can feel beaten back,
right, exactly.
but there is a way to move forward. And I think Jane Fonda gave a speech when she won her Lifetime Achievement Award, and at the end of it she said, "So be brave. So be brave and make it so.
Right.
Whatever it takes to make it so, but be brave." You know?
And I think we also have to realize as a community, as a society, that positivity is better than nothing, right? If it's just out there walking a person across the street, or is it just
Absolutely.
saying good morning to someone?
Right.
I mean, that makes someone's day. I mean, I love saying good morning. I say good morning to everybody when I walk into the
Yeah.
building, and it might make their day that somebody actually said good morning to them. And it could be people that they don't say good morning back to me, but I know that it might have impacted their day,
Right.
and it might have given them hope or wisdom to be in class or to be present. You know, so there's a lot of ways as members of the community to really work together. If it's, like I said, the soup kitchen is one, you know, volunteering at your local homeless shelter, you know, things that, you know, that's what we really need. We need to start being a happy community together. Let's stop worrying about the politics. Let's be a community where we could, you know, love each other and feel each other, and, you know, that's just my perspective. I don't, you know.
Well, you know, that positive energy is out there. You just got to be willing to tap into it
Right.
and pull it into your
Yeah.
soul and spread it like
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
The little things, I think, are more important sometimes than those big monumental things.
Right, exactly.
Just saying hi, just
Yeah.
looking at
Yeah.
somebody when you're talking to them as if you're really listening to them and trying to understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
Just tap into that positivity,
And
because
then-
it does exist. It's out there.
Right.
Just push away the negative stuff and try to let that come into you,
Like-
so you can spread it
Right,
around.
and like I said, just be there for the person. I mean, you know, I'm not going to put my political party out there, but I talk to Republicans, I
That's
talk
right.
to Democrats, I
That's
talk
right.
to independents, because they are still people
Right,
in our society. They are still people
right.
in our community. And so if you are, you know, the highest man in the country, why can't you talk to people like they're a person?
Right.
Why be so mean to them? Because they identify themselves as a transgender, or they identify
Right.
themselves as a black person, or if they don't have the right documentation to be a United States citizen. Like, those are things
Right.
that, you know, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care. I talk to everybody. My
Right.
dad and my parents know. I could just say hi to some random person and we'll have a great we'll sit
Right.
there and have a great conversation, get to know them as a person.
Right.
That's just how I am. I've never been a type of person to say no to people, or to say no to, you know, say no to people for asking help, or, you know, where is this? Well, I have the time, let me help you. Even if I don't have the time, I still
Right.
do it. So it's, you know, like I said, it's more about being in community
Right.
together. And
Look, if you're going to
fulfilling.
reach out your hand to shake somebody's hand, you're not going to go, wait a minute,
Right.
wait a minute, what, who do you vote for? Wait a minute, where, you know, where
Right.
you come from,
Right.
what did
Right.
you,
Right.
just reach out that hand and
Yeah.
shake it.
Yeah.
You know?
And
At the
that's
very
just-
least, they may decide not to, but at least you've made the effort. You put that forward.
And I've spoken to Republicans, and I've agreed with some things that the Republicans
Sure.
said. I've spoken to Democrats, and I've agreed. I've spoken to independents, and I agree. We all agree with issues that happen in our country, but, you know,
Just basic decency
but
and
just
respect.
right. Just if you have
Is that so
respect for
much to
people, that's
ask? You would
all you
think.
have to.
No, it's not, but
You know,
yeah.
I think about every day, and my
Me too.
students of color group kind of think about it all the time. Is what are going to happen to those children whose families are not undocumented, right? Those are issues that
Yeah.
I worry about, because to
Definitely.
me, if they have a car, if they have a house, if they have a job, a house that they're paying, a car that they're paying, and a job that they earn money for, why should they have to say that they need legal documentation that
Yeah.
they're an American citizen? To me, that's just, you know, BS, but
And it's fearful. It's
right.
making somebody feel fearful for their daily lives, and there's no need. Is there really a need to make people walk around in the shadows and be fearful that something's going to happen?
Or be scared to join something.
I know, yes.
Or be scared to join something
right.
because I'm not the same
right.
color as them.
Right.
So there's
or
so
gender,
many
or religion, or this or
so
that.
There's,
Stop making
there's
excuses.
There's various things, but
right.
But like you said in the beginning, what Nate Woodard really represents is community. That's what he really represents. He really represents his awe, faith, and his desire to the work that he does. My grandmother was a person who you could tell my grandmother's secret and she'll keep it.
Mm-hmm.
She would never.
Trust.
And that's what I am.
Trust.
I'm a very trustworthy person, and I do what I can do. So.
Well, I just want to say that if you ever run for office and you're here in my voting district, you've got my vote. I just want you to know. It seems like you've got your head on straight, and you really know really what life is all about. Happy. That's part of the movie. But anyway, but I think you really will go far. And if you venture into politics, look at Bill Clinton played the saxophone, and he was president. Not that he's the greatest person, but I'm just saying he was musically inclined too. So that may you may be on some show something. Remember that it may started here, or if you're going to run for anything, come back and talk to me, and I will interview you. And you can announce your candidacy. Okay,
yeah, sure.
Promise me.
I promise.
Okay,
I promise you that.
Well, thank you very much, Nate, for this time that you've spent with me.
Thank you.
And I hope you can find your silver lining in every day that you're here and wherever life takes you.
All right.
Thank you very
guys.
much. I'd like to end this wonderful episode 4 interview with Nate Woodard talking about the final segment of The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell, which aired on February 27th, 2025, recounting the meeting between Jonathan Capehart and Juan Ben Jr., a Washington Post intern that had stopped by Jonathan's office to ask him for some advice. The conversation led Jonathan to write an article in the Washington Post titled, "What Do I Value the Most?" about his encounter with Juan. Juan Ben Jr. had been wearing a maintenance-type work shirt that Jonathan found out was Juan's father, Juan Ben Sr.'s crisp tan short-sleeve shirt that he wore at his job at Knox County Schools maintenance for 37 years. Juan Jr. told Jonathan that his father had died in a car accident 10 years ago, and it made him feel good to wear the shirt and keep his father close. During that conversation, Jonathan is quoted in the article writing, "This was one of the most powerful Black history moments I've ever encountered." You never really know what's around the corner in your life or how an encounter with someone will change and impact your life, make you feel or understand something you hadn't before. Since I've been given the opportunity and privilege by GCTV to interview people from my hometown area of Franklin County, Massachusetts, I found in the short time in which I've encountered the people I've interviewed and filmed 4 episodes with the assistance from the GCTV staff, my relatives, and current local high school students, that everyone is somebody from somewhere. And they are who and where they are supposed to be, that every life has value and matters to those around them. I realize that it's just important to be here and now, doing the best you can with the life you've been given. During the filming of today's episode, I'm wearing a heart necklace that I recently found that belonged to my beloved mother, Marian Hamileski, who, by the way, was a graduate of Greenfield High School, class of 1945, that was given to her from my father, Raymond Hamileski, Turner's Falls High School, class of 1945. Those were difficult years, believe me, with World War II raging in Europe and in the Pacific. It has a tiny photo of my dad wearing his Turner's Falls High School football uniform. And yes, wearing it, I feel close to my parents, but it's the memories I cherish carrying in my heart, their unconditionally loving, common sense intelligence, uplifting spirit, and joyful souls that will remain with me throughout my life. Hopefully, those memories will continue to guide me to more wonderful life experiences. So in closing, here's hoping you can find your silver linings every day of your life. Thank you.